Yesterday I had my first breakdown, tears and all. Semester hasn't even started yet. I need to line up my days off with a few other bits and bobs to make it doable. Bottom line is I have a lot of trouble relying on other people, and so I just do everything myself. And this is relying on someone else and also fitting in with the team. So it's really difficult. I manage my time, even if there's really no time at all. I get up really early in the morning or I go to bed late and I just get it done. But when you're relying on someone else to try to get your time done, it is really, for me, I'm super controlling. And how I've done it is we only have our roster 4 weeks at a time. So it gets released 2 weeks before it starts. I've got 3 weeks planned out and I'm just doing small chunks at a time. So 4 or 5 hours a few times a week. And that's how I've broken it down in between shifts or in between night shifts or starting night shift or getting up and making it work. Yeah, I'm getting it done. But 8:00 in the morning and O week starts at 9:30 today. I thought that I'd be going into this in a better headspace. It's just been a few things that have happened over the weekend that throw me off course. So hopefully I can snap out of it pretty quickly. But yeah, this is the first low of or second actually. But yeah, hopefully we're on to a better start soon. I just thought I'd check in with you guys and let you know what's going on. We're about 20 minutes away from a full week of 8-hour days worth of lectures. Pretty excited about it. The content looks real good. Great guest speakers. Yeah, but it's going to be a long week, that's for sure. I wish I was more organized. I'd been meaning to plan out my whole timetable. I even plan out the food that I'm eating. I just haven't done it yet. On Tuesday, we've only got 2 hours, so maybe I'll spend that time while my daughter's at school to get that all sorted. I just like to be prepared. I like to visualize everything, and it really holds me accountable to get things done. I'll show you when I do that up, or I'll check in again. I'll check in with you throughout the day. Yeah, T-minus 20 minutes. Let's do this. Boom. So I'm just logging on to the uni portal to log into my meeting. And I think that I might do a checklist each week to show you how, I guess, accountable I am or how successful I am to doing my goals each week. So that's 2 liters of water every day, jiu-jitsu twice a week, gym twice a week. The way that my timetable is working right now of getting my clinical hours in is still stressing me out. I envisioned that I would be getting a 10-hour shift and then an 8-hour shift in, or splitting it up into 2 4-hour shifts a week. But at the minute, it's absolutely not working like that. And I have to do, at this stage, 4 or 5-hour shifts. I think in the month I can only do 1 10-hour shift in a row, just because of restrictions on us not being able to work on a Tuesday due to the first years doing their day, and uni on a Thursday getting to our tutes. It does stress me out because I thought I'd have more time to write my assignments and maybe have some downtime, because this semester I've been really diligent about dropping my hours back to 48 hours of paid work and then aiming for 18 hours a week of unpaid clinical time, and then the rest of my time off getting my assignments done and uni content, readings, exercise, also doing life of being in a relationship, being a parent, having to do homework. It's just feeling a bit overwhelming right now of it not going to plan, but I'm hoping and get a couple more of my support team's rosters and trying to line up those 10-hour days with them. Otherwise, I might seek an alternative clinical support team member that hasn't been in our teaching team yet. Just got to make it work though. Getting back to how I'm feeling, if I had to rate 10 being the best, feeling the best, and 0 being 0, the worst, probably feeling a 4 today. I would have rathered to be a 10 going into this, but such is life. I just think it's really hard being this adult learner, which I already have difficulty learning to begin with, and having to do life of uni, which is still part-time, so 2 subjects, but it's still a lot. And working and being a parent, being a wife, trying to fill your own cup. It's hectic, hey? I just think it's really unfair that a master's degree, which has such great outcome for patients and a great option for patients to get healthcare, is not supported. It's not a fully paid position around Australia for every single specialty. It just blows my mind that we're coming into this healthcare, whether it's GPs, nurses, to a big gap in the workforce in the coming years. You think that the government would be investing into this program and making sustainability amongst nurses for not just a management position, which once we get sick of clinical time, you move into that domain of management and executive manager and all that, to taking that next step into being a clinician and having that whole continuum of care from the start to the finish as a treating practitioner. Yeah, it just blows my mind. We're at the halfway point today of O week, and it's pharmacology the next couple of days. And I just think that something really resonated with me. One of the lecturers for the subject made a really great comment and said, I can't remember her exact motivational words, but if you're not putting the effort in and you're doing the bare minimum, that's going to really impact you as a clinician in future. So work on the things that you're not good at, put the effort in. She also said that the best students that she's seen, or the most successful future NPs, are the ones that put the effort in. That's so true. Dinesh did a podcast with me a week ago, and he said the same thing in the notes. Put the effort in the notes that you're writing, because that shows what kind of person you are. So if you're writing sloppy notes, it translates to being a sloppy practitioner. If you're dressing poorly, not putting effort into your appearance, that could be representing you too. So put the effort in. I know sometimes it was really hard to balance life, but I'm pretty lucky to do some courses that they really think about how to best create a course that helps future practitioners. So I'm excited. I feel motivated again. This morning I had it down, but that bit of advice really just hit me and has made me motivated again. So thanks so much. I won't say her name or what the course is because I don't represent anyone, but thanks for motivating me. We're moving into the afternoon shortly, and we're splitting up into groups, I think, and doing some prescribing exercises. I love that. So hopefully these activities help me a bit more than sitting through these lectures, which, don't get me wrong, these people are amazing. But the content of sitting there and listening for so many hours is a lot for this girl that can't sit still for more than 10 minutes. Hopefully you're enjoying this second part of the vlog and watching what O week looks like. Last day of O week. Honestly, it's been way more than I expected. I thought it was going to be this boring, tedious, hold your eyeballs open week. But damn, there is some amazing nurse practitioners, which I don't even know why I'm even questioning this comment, because course areas. I work with a lot of them. So I'm sure that the nearly 3,000 nurse practitioners all over Australia equally is amazing. There was this one lady who I hope that I can get her contact details. Actually, there's a few of them that I want to get on the podcast after the semester, but there's one lady who worked in rural and remote doing fly in, fly out, and she has such an incredible story about how she provides healthcare. Just every day there's been just these comments that really resonate with me, and I've spoken to a few of the other crew and they feel the same. This course, guys, if you get any opportunity to meet some of these superstars in the NP game that are teaching, I highly recommend you get in touch with them. I'm going to start my planning, which again, I hoped I'd do way earlier, but it is what it is. Can't dwell on it. I'm not also thinking about all the struggles this week because it's just overwhelming my mind about going into next week and having limited access to hours. My in-placement still hasn't been signed off, so I can't start those clinical hours next week. Anyway, I'm not thinking about it, so I'll summarise all of the really great points that I've learnt this week or really resonated with me, and I'll update you guys later. But until then, I will crack on at 5:20 in the morning to outline my whole semester and map out each week. I'll only map out the first 3 weeks because that's only the roster that I have, and hopefully by tonight I'll have my second roster. I'm motivated again. I need to take my car in today. It's a Holden Ute, of course, and I love camping. So a few months ago, the gears started slipping. Anyway, I took it in for a service, transmission service, and the torque control was screwed. Last week, Emma, my wife's computer, broke. She had to get a new laptop, and I'm hoping this is a fault in the Holden Utes, but it's over 5 years old, so there's no warranty anymore. It's nearly 7 years old. So I'm hoping that Holden comes to the party and just does it for free, but if not, then it's going to be $5,600 as a payout, which is a lot of money when you're working part-time and trying to save sometimes as well. It's all happening this week. Another resilience testing week, which I feel like I've had enough of. I've decided to just start on one of the assessment tasks instead of mapping out my week. I'll do that tomorrow, I think, once I get my roster. If it makes sense. This first task for the pharmacology, we need to do a self-assessment on all of the standards to see what we know, what we don't know, and a learning plan. I'm going to go through that. It's quite an extensive document. They said that we can complete in 2 hours, but knowing me, it'll probably double that, but that's okay. We'll get it done, and I'll let you know what I've highlighted as my weaknesses. Might tell you my strengths as well, but I don't really like talking about myself. Yeah, that comment's a bit weird, isn't it, considering I'm doing a vlog, and I do a podcast. It appears that I do talking about myself. Anyway, I'm going to, my favourite saying, crack on and get it done. So we're nearly at the end of O week. The presenters and tutors have been amazing. So I'm very lucky for that. Everything else, though, to do with this incoming semester, there's a bit of a fall up, a polite word to say about it. Struggling to fit my clinical hours in with the situation right now, and also my in-placement hasn't been confirmed yet. As of Monday, I still can't start my clinical hours, so that's another stress. Yeah, pretty stressed. I feel like there's a better word to say that, but hopefully it's all sorted by Monday, but we'll see. The joys of being a uni student.
You believe in life like love, try and share. I'm trying. I can feel something inside me say, you believe
Honestly, this orientation was so much more than I expected it to be. And again, like I've said earlier on in the rest of the week, such inspirational nurse practitioners around Australia. We're super lucky. I can't wait to tap into the teaching crew this year and learn their craft, sort out my roster, sorted out my car. I haven't, but it's kaput. $6,000, see you later. And the rest of the stuff is churning on. Have I done any of my training this week? Absolutely not. I've done 0. Have I eaten well? Yes. Have I drunk 2 litres of water each day? Absolutely not. I guess there's always next week. I wrote some things down, the things that I learnt. So obviously put the effort in, find out your gaps, provide education at the patient's health literacy level, not just yours. That was so important. I just think that was a game changer, actually. One of the nurse practitioners said, they gave an example about heart failure and for the patient to take their furosemide or Lasix. And she said, I talk to them and say, you're so short of breath now, you can't walk down to the creek to go fishing, but these fluid tablets will help you so that your legs aren't so swollen and you can move and not be so short of breath. Yes, providing your patients with the risk versus benefits, but if they don't understand the health literacy part of it, you need to work a way to get it to their level. So I thought that was a great tip. Patients who are marginalised should not be labelled as these people. For example, one of the lecturers, she's got a special interest and works in homeless health. And she said patients suffering homelessness, she goes to all these meetings and says these higher up people say these people, but she says to label them as people experiencing homelessness because I guess she made a really great point of you or I could experience homelessness at any point. So I think that was a really touching statement and something that I will be super mindful of from now on. I heard the best ever pathophysiology lecture on the heart. Holy moly, that was incredible. This tutor, she explains it perfectly, and the first time I heard it I totally understood it, even though I've got prior knowledge. I might have a bias to that, but I really understood the cardiac cycle and everything else to do with cardiology at a much better level after listening to that lecture. There are 4 grades of pitting edema. Never knew that. So you can grade it. I think medicine probably uses this grade a bit more. And IMED Resources plus Radiology Across Borders. Excellent website, especially the Radiology Across Borders. It's got some awesome stuff on it. I'll add some links. Also too, my in-placement got approved at 3:30 on Friday afternoons. I can start my placement on Monday. Everything seems to be moving in the right direction. I'll keep you updated after next week, doing some clinical time, and yeah, I'm pumped.